rise for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Now be seated. Welcome to the 11th annual commencement ceremony for Prescott Valley School. I begin by welcoming the parents. We're so grateful that you have shared your children with us and that we have been partners in their education. I know that together we have helped them grow in mind, body, and spirit. And I am proud to have them as representatives of Prescott Valley School. I also want to extend a welcome to a special group of relatives. They have loved unconditionally and have the broadest smiles today. I am, of course, referring to the grandparents, those who could be here in person, and those who are only here in our hearts. Parents, grandparents, and family members, please stand to be recognized. And now on to the stars of today. You're headed out today, headed for new adventures. I would like to note that each of you has had an impact on our school. Our school has been shaped by your curiosity, your quest for knowledge, and your concern for the world and your care for each other. Thank you for making our school a better place. To quote William Butler Yeats, "Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire." Our job as teachers and mentors is to help you find and nourish the spark within. Because we believe that finding and following a passion is central to a meaningful life, I am impressed with the passions you have shared with our community. And we believe not only in passion, but also in compassion. I am impressed with the compassion you show each other, with the compassion that leads you to serve others. Albert Camus, the French writer, said, "To grow old is to move from passion to compassion." While there is wisdom in this, I would note that I hope you hold both passion and compassion in your hearts throughout your life. You're well on your way, and thank you for sharing this part of your journey with us. Now I'd like to ask Ms. Harwin to the stage to assist me with the distribution of honorary awards. The following students will be receiving a Silver Honor Cord for maintaining a 3.0 or higher grade point average through their high school career. This is a tremendous accomplishment for these students, and most did this while maintaining a job, participating in after-school sports, and volunteering through the service learning program. It is my honor to recognize these students. Justine Vallejos. Sabrina Lufkins. Jeffrey Voss. Students will be receiving a Gold Honor Cord for their exemplary service to our community through the school's service learning program. Mr. Sudmeyer, the service learning instructor, has nominated these students because they stand out above the rest. These individuals went above and beyond, attended countless events to help others, and truly understand the meaning of compassion. Shelley Sudbury. The American Red Cross. Prescott Valley Schools Youth Chamber partners with the Red Cross each year to conduct a blood drive to save lives here in our community. The Red Cross has nominated the following students for their exceptional service, and these students will receive a Red Honor Cord. Shelley Sudbury. please. Jeffrey Voss. We can all give them one big round of applause once more. And now it is my pleasure to announce the class of 2013 valedictorian, Mr. Jeffrey Voss.
My fellow classmates of 2013, my mama always told me life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. When I first sat down to write the speech, I was clueless on to what I was going to say on this special night. I'd first like to say congratulations to my fellow classmates for this year. Several of us have spent more than our high school years together, while others have only been with us for a short period of time. There have been times where we didn't always agree on stuff, but we always found our way to agreeing on something. But you want to know what makes us different? I make us look good. So now here we are. Our rule is over, and it's up to the fellow classmates of our younger classmates to take over in being the senior class. I know as I look out at all of you, I know I will think of all of our friendships that we've had together during the past 4 years of our high school lives. I know some of us will go our separate ways and not see each other again, but hopefully some of us will still keep in contact with each other. Some of us will go on to be successful in our careers or in our lives, and I hope I'm one of them. We will make this world a better place, because we know how to fix it. Finally, I would like to thank my parents for being with me through all these hard years, my grandparents, and to my girlfriend Haley for giving me the motivation and getting through the ups and downs of this year. For being there with all the help and for helping all my other classmates through this year. Pain heals, chicks dig scars, but glory lasts forever, to infinity and beyond.
Thank you, Mr. Buzz Lightyear. Now please join me in welcoming to the stage our class of 2013 salutatorian, Miss Sabrina Lufkins.
Here is the crossing of the roads. We may leave high school behind, but as we move forward, high school will always be a part of us. They say, everything I needed to learn, I learned in kindergarten. But high school is where we truly learn who we are and grow into our skin. We make friendships that we will remember forever. We find true love and go through all the bumps and bruises. Somehow we manage to make it out alive. Freshman year starts out as a whole new experience. We start out thinking we are all cool and have it all down. Later, as we move up in grades, we come to see how immature and how much we had to learn. As we go through high school, we learn more life skills and how to make it in the real world. And now we are here today, some of us off to college, others off to discover what they want in life, and a few to head overseas. We all may go our separate ways, but we will never forget all the lessons learned and what made us who we are today. This isn't goodbye, this is see you later. Hopefully one day all our paths will cross again. Today isn't a sad day. It's a day to celebrate the next step in our lives. Change can be scary and sometimes annoying, but most of the time it can be for the better. My question for you is, are you ready? Thank you.
Great question, Sabrina. Well, graduates, are you ready? We think you are. Now I would like to welcome a very special person to the stage that has been a huge supporter of our school and of our students. He is an enthusiastic, dedicated, and compassionate man that truly leads by example. Please welcome my friend and colleague, Mr. Bill Sudemeyer.
I tend to wander. Hello, my friends. I got good news and I got good news. What do you want to hear first? Okay, I figured you did. First good news is the last time I'm going to be talking to you. Second good news, it's short. Many times you've heard my friends say compassion is the key. And that just coincidentally, and we work independently, but great minds go the same way. That's my theme for tonight. Starting with a brief quote from the Dalai Lama. If you want others to be happy, show compassion. If you want to be happy, show compassion. Basically, within that brief quote is a key thought that I want to give you tonight, that I want you to take with you, not only you adults, but my dear friends over here. It's my last shot. By compassion, I mean two things. Number one, help people who suffer. And there are so many people suffering, many in here, many in your family, and many in the world. The more people that you help, the better you will feel, and guess what? The more successful you will be. No matter what career you choose, let's say you choose to go into auto repair, fine career. The more people you are honest with, the more people you let know what they need and don't tell them what they don't need. That is compassion. And it goes with every profession out there. The more you treat people with respect, and the more you help people who suffer, you are showing compassion. I'm going to give you 4 brief examples. 3 come from our school. 1 comes from the outside world. And I have little notes here of thank you that have come to our school that I think maybe even you haven't heard. And they're absolutely amazing because they tell what our young people can do and what they are doing. The first one comes from Rick and Chris Littleboy. In case you're not aware of these 2 wonderful people, they came in and talked twice to my service learning and youth chamber group. Rick, 100% Navajo. Chris, I believe 1/8 Choctaw. And why did they come in? They came in to talk to us about cultural diversity. They came in to talk to us about what it meant to be a Native American in the United States today. And by the way, they were very optimistic. They shared with us so many wonderful things. And here is their thought after they visited our school and our students. Mr. Sudemeyer, please share this with the amazing young people that we have met through you. We have enjoyed interacting with all of you. Thank you for the opportunity. We consider you part of our clan. I'll get back to that in a minute. We cannot wait until next year to see you again. We wish you all hope su. I apologize if I mispronounced that. My Navajo is rusty. Which means the beauty of balance in your life. What they are saying is, number 1, we have incredible young people. And they want them to be part of their clan. Do you have any idea what a clan means? It's their blood relations. And for Native Americans, there's nothing more important. There's nothing more important. Rick told a brief story that when his mother in her 80s went down to Washington, D.C., she saw many people who were poor, living on the streets, getting warm on the grates. And she cried. And he asked her, why are you crying? She goes, where's their clan? She couldn't understand how their families weren't taking care of them. That's what clan means to them. And that's what you mean to the little boys. I thank you for that one. About a week and a half ago, we had a lady by the name of Leslie Hoffman come in. She is the Yavapai County Recorder, very significant lady. She came in to talk to us about all different things that we record. She came in to talk to us about local government, and specifically she came to talk to us about elections and the process, and she even gave our people a chance, along with the candy that she brought, of course, to learn about elections. And after she was there, the next day I received this email. Mr. Sudemeyer, thank you so much for yesterday. I have been bragging about you and your students to everyone. Now this is the county recorder. Of all the classes that I've done this year, yours is one of the most attentive and engaged. We are looking forward to next year. Leslie Hoffman, Yavapai County Recorder. I wish I could take credit for it, But I've said many times, I open the door, it's up to them to come through. And once again, our students are being recognized for their compassion and for their caring and for respecting people as they come and visit. Third one. Many of you are probably familiar with CCJ, and if you're not, I'll give you a hint. One of the C's stands for compassion. It's the Coalition for Compassion and Justice, and they're located in Prescott. And a friend of mine took it over last year, Gail Kenny, and I called her and I said, Gail, how can our youth group from our school help? He goes, well, you know, every winter we have many, many people living on the street who are cold. Can you help us with blankets? And the young people you saw up here led the charge. Jeffrey, Haley, Shelley, and the rest of the group got behind it. You realize in only 6 weeks we brought in over 400 blankets for the poor in our community? Is that not helping people that suffer? Dear Mrs. Sudmeyer, sometimes I think our youth are the ones that will lead our community to lives of giving. We were amazed and blessed by all the blankets that your group donated. Here's one story of many that I could share with you. One of our homeless men received a blanket that you donated. The next day when he came in for a hot meal, he told us that the previous night was the first warm night he had experienced the entire winter. Bill, I hope that you and your kids understand the importance of your kindness. We are looking forward to working with you next year. Gail Kenny, CCJ Executive. All three of these local people, who are leaders of our community, say they want to come back and work with these people again. What does that tell you about the future? Incredible compassion. Unbelievable compassion. The last story I'm going to share with you, light at the end of the tunnel, my friends, comes from a very unusual source. We did a wonderful celebration this year in school. We just do not help out the community outside, we help the inside community. And we did something on cultural diversity. And basically what we wanted to do was to share with people the different cultures that are out there, and obviously to be proud of your culture. And as I was Googling, yeah, I know how to Google. As I was Googling, I got into YouTube, and I saw this very interesting caption, and it said, "Shy young boy and friend wow the audience." Well, I was looking for something specifically about bullying, so I went into it, and all of a sudden I found out it was a story about bullying, but it was more than that. It was one of the most incredible stories I've ever heard about compassion. And I want to finish with this brief one. And yes, my friends, those who know me well, it's about Jonathan and Charlotte. Thank you very much. If you have not seen these two young people, you have got to go on the internet. You've got to go to YouTube and you've got to put in Jonathan and Charlotte. There are so many different excerpts from their very, very young career. Jonathan is 17, Charlotte's only 16. Jonathan, his whole entire life, has been abused, primarily by his peer group. From a very young age, he was obese. Still continues to be. Well over 300 pounds now. 17 years of age, probably about maybe 5'6", 5'7". Shy, introverted. In one of the interviews, he said he got to the point whereby he had clinical depression. A teenager, clinical depression, and thoughts of suicide. He was so depressed that he left school in his junior year and basically lived in his bedroom. His mother was able to get a counselor. He'd have to leave for that, but right back to the bedroom. But there was one other reason he left, and that was because he loved his music lessons. You see, Jonathan wanted to be a singer. His hero, Pavarotti, probably the greatest opera singer of all time. And if I get choked up, it's because I remember seeing this video for the first time. It's the video that shows Jonathan and his friend from his singing class, Charlotte, singing on Britain's Got Talent. The audience stood and screamed for 3 minutes. Simon Cowell, Mr. Negative, stood and applauded and offered them a £1 million contract after the show series was over. So where does compassion come? Well, it's because of Charlotte, this 16-year-old girl, seeing this poor, shy, but phenomenally talented young man who was scared. She saw within him this incredible beauty. At times, Charlotte would go out with Jonathan, not as a love interest, just as a friend. And many of Charlotte's girlfriends would go. And guess what? When other boys saw this incredibly large young boy scraggly hair, very shy with these beautiful girls. They made fun of him again. But you know what happened now? Charlotte would get up and walk over and talk to these guys. According to one of Charlotte's friends, she had the voice of an angel and the vocabulary of a sailor. To wrap it up, she worked on Jonathan. We've got to go on stage. Christian, are you ready? Well, they went on stage. And okay, they didn't win. They ended up in second. It was voted by the public in Britain. A dog act won, by the way. What I've heard is that the dog is just outside of London right now, chasing rabbits. But Jonathan and Charlotte have their own CD, as you will hear in a moment. Jonathan and Charlotte are currently touring Europe to sold-out houses. Why? Because this girl saw within a young man a future, saw within him a gift, saw within him this unbelievable potential. Are you ready? 25 seconds, please. Jonathan and Charlotte. If the song sounds familiar, you've never heard Elton John sung like that before. It's Your Song by Elton John, sung in Italian. The CD is amazing. The videos are amazing. But they bring me around to my concluding thought. With compassion, this unbelievable gift was released. So my question to you, my friends, and my question to you is this. How many songs out there are not being sung? How many books are not being written? How many careers are not being pursued? Because you or someone has not shown compassion to someone. When you show compassion, others will be happy and they will succeed. When you show compassion, you will be happy and you will succeed. Thank you very much.
Now for my favorite part of the ceremony, the graduate slideshow. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy. The next part of the program is the rose ceremony. This time is for the graduates. This gives them an opportunity to thank those that have been most instrumental in their success toward graduation. Graduates, you have. In just a few minutes, the class of 2013 will receive diplomas to mark their graduation from high school. The diplomas these graduates will receive represent years of hard work, commitment, dedication, and achievement, and will mark a turning point in their lives. Seniors, as we prepare to celebrate this turning point, I think it is appropriate to share one last observation and hopefully a bit of wisdom. Until now, your education has been meticulously planned for you, usually in discrete packets your teachers hand out. You generally knew what was going to be taught, and that you would be assessed so that you could prove that you'd actually learned something. You can thank your teachers for that. The funny thing about real life is that there are no longer daily objectives written on the board to guide you. Learning becomes more difficult to quantify, and most real-life tests are unannounced, especially tests involving your character, ethics, and empathy for others. By the way, these tests are going to last at least another 60 years. You will learn that your education will change forms. The most important lessons you will learn will occur at 2 in the morning in a spirited debate in your dorm room or in a coffee house rather than in your first-hour history class. Lessons will come disguised as opinions, sometimes from people you aren't particularly interested in listening to. Listen especially carefully to these unscripted and unsolicited opinions. They will help you develop and define your belief system. And a little side note, I'm sure you can all relate to this one. Remember when you thought your parents didn't know a lot? Watch how incredibly smart they become over the next 10 years. For the most part, this intellectual leap will not be from attending academic classes. It turns out that parents are pretty skilled at picking up on real-life lessons. Continue to talk to and listen to your parents. They have learned from their mistakes and will save you much stress and anxiety. They also do not charge for their expertise. And most of the time, you may even get a free meal out of the deal. Class of 2013, here's my final thought for you. In the words of Steve Jobs, may he rest in peace, your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your inner voice. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Seniors, thank you for an excellent school year. And now, why we're all here, the diplomas. Mr. Fuller, can you please join me on stage?
Andres Arteaga Mora. Justine Tomasita Valleros. Charles Edward Brown. Robert Eugene Brown. Kyle Ian Cummings. Tim G. David. Derek James DeRozier. Tiffany J. Gibson. Ashley Hunt. Sabrina Marie Lufkins. Leonardo Lopez. Talisa M. Montanetti. Alexis Rose Provencio. Anthony Paul Sales. Latasha Ann Smitch. Shelley Sudbury. Haley Ann Turi. Last but certainly not least, Jeffrey John Voss.
Graduates, please rise. I, Monica Fuller, as the Chief Educational Officer of Prescott Valley Schools, certify that these seniors have met all the necessary requirements to earn a high school diploma in the state of Arizona. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from the right to the left.